This is a TTJ special. Welcome to our lab on Freeform for iPad. In this special session, we'll explore the powerful features of the awesome Freeform app as part of iPad for all computing. Enjoy this TTJ special iPad lab. This course is presented to you free of charge by TTJ Tech Services of www.ttjtech.biz and by Stir It Up of www.stiritup.com. And remember, stir is spelled with a U, not an I, so that's STURITUP.com. TTJ Tech Services and Stir It Up are pleased to offer this course to you to the glory of God and to the benefit of all those who listen. Thank you. Glory to God. Now, as I said, this is a special session today because we wanted to talk about the Freeform app on the iPad. Freeform is available on the iPad, the iPhone, and the Macintosh. And what this app does is really, really cool. And I shared with you the other day that it is sort of like, I called it notes on steroids, right? Basically what this is for those of you who were able to attend our Pages session yesterday, you already have a little bit of an idea about text boxes because we talked about layout documents. And if you haven't listened to yesterday's session yet, make sure you check it out this week. But when we talk about page layout documents, we are talking about a blank canvas, and you can position different objects anywhere on that canvas. Well, that's exactly what the Freeform app gives you. It gives you a blank canvas called a board. In Freeform, they call them boards. And your board is essentially the place where you can start creating. And you can create all sorts of things that you might want to create. You can put photos and videos. You can put audio. You can draw with the Apple Pencil if you have an Apple Pencil, or you can draw with your finger. You can put text and sticky notes. You can insert shapes, which we haven't talked about shapes in Pages yet, but we're going to get there next week. But shapes, essentially, as I mentioned the other day, are kind of like clip art. And so you can put, different shapes in your board, on your board. And then again, the Freeform app is collaborative from the ground up. So it is designed not only with iCloud support, but of course with collaboration support, so that people can work together in real time and make these boards really awesome and really exciting. Now, what would be the purpose of an app like this? What kinds of things might I do with an app like this? Well, there are some really cool situations that come to mind right away. The first one is for families, maybe planning a trip. Everybody in the family can contribute to the board. You can put on it photos of places that you want to visit while you're traveling. You can put text notes about things. You can put links to websites, all sorts of things like that. You can draw, as I said, or sketch right on there as well. So there are all sorts of possibilities for planning a family vacation or trip. Another example that comes to mind right away is a school project where multiple students are working together. I think, truthfully, that this, for those of you who are familiar with science projects, and, especially in elementary school, we have the science fair, right? And anybody ever do a science project for a science fair, you have to get a big backboard. Remember those backboards? It's like a giant, like a poster board kind of thing. And on that board, you're going to put, your notes for your science experiment, which will list the project and the purpose, the hypothesis. Remember, you had to type all that up, and and then you might have photos that contribute to this project by showing what you actually experienced during the project and the experiment and so on. And my kids always did science projects when they were in elementary school. They're both past that now, but they always did really cool science projects, and we always had a lot of fun doing them. Well, I truly believe that the Freeform app could be the backboard of the future. You could use the digital canvas of the iPad to create a really awesome board that would have not only your text, but it would have images, and it could have interactive stuff, right? You could put videos on this. You could link directly to websites, to YouTube videos. You could do all sorts of stuff with this. That's another example. Now, we could use this in projects for business, certainly. Maybe in a situation where we need something a little more personal than doing a keynote presentation, although I really, really like keynote, and we're going to demonstrate that in a week or so. Well, next Wednesday, praise God. But, maybe this isn't the kind of thing where you want to use keynote. You want something a little more interactive for a small group, and you want to create a project for your business. And so you can, again, be working together on this, and everybody's contributing to it, and they can contribute to it on their own devices, respectively, right? And it all goes to the same place. So there's lots of other examples that I'm probably not thinking of too. Maybe some of you will come up with some, but I'm going to do the demoing here right now, and we're going to get into Freeform, and we're going to create a board about a family vacation. I didn't really think this through entirely to necessarily know of specific images that I have that could go in here, but I think I can find them pretty quickly. And we're going to insert a shape. We're going to insert maybe some sounds. I think I have a voice memo of the waves at the beach and so on. So maybe we'll do that, because our family is looking forward to our vacation to the beach this summer. Praise God. We always enjoy that, and it's coming up in near the end of June this year. Praise the Lord. So I'm going to do a little board about the family vacation. So let's get started on this thing.
Wake up, minimized meeting, translate. Clock, what stuff, font, iTunes, voice, measure, magnet, photo, Freeform.
There it is.
Double tap to open.
Comes with your iPad. We'll double tap it.
Freeform. Welcome to Freeform. Heading.
And of course, in this particular case, it's giving me a sort of a splash screen welcome onboarding here, which is probably just because on this particular iPad I didn't open this up. I have two iPads, you might remember, praise God, and this one's I just got this one not long ago, so I can swipe and you can hear this.
Get creative, sketch out a project, design a mood board, brainstorm ideas, and so much more. Build your board, add media, files, links, text, and more anywhere on the board to design your creative space. Collaborate with others, invite people to your board, and develop your best ideas together in real time. Continue button.
All right, we'll hit continue.
Add to your board, insert sticky notes, shapes, photos, links, and more button. Add to your dismiss pop-up.
Now, we're just going to hit dismiss pop-up.
Window. Back button.
And I actually happen to be inside of a board here.
Untitled 2, Actions menu button.
And you can already see, if you attended our Pages session or our Files session, or you've heard anything, from those that what we have here is the Actions menu with the name of the file. It's just like in the other examples. But you know what? I'm going to actually go back.
Back button. Canvas. Back button. Hide sidebar button.
So that you can see the initial screen here of Freeform. And again, you can imagine this. It's a sidebar just like everything else. Now, the Notes app and the Freeform app, even though they have sidebars with your folders and so on, they are not actually the Files app in the same way that the Pages app is. Like, in other words, if you go into iCloud Drive, you won't find a folder called Notes. and you won't find a folder called Freeform. They're not in iCloud. They are in iCloud, but they don't have folders in iCloud Drive like that. But inside of the Freeform app and inside of the Notes app, you can access everything. So here's the sidebar.
Hide sidebar. Freeform. Heading. Selected. All boards. 7 boards. Recents. 7 boards. Shared. 0 boards. Favorites. 0 boards.
So as you can see, we can view these by specific boards that we've shared or that have been shared with us. All the boards we've created, I've created 7. You see that we have the section of favorites, which I've not added any to the favorites.
New board button.
And there's the new board button. Now, if we keep swiping, we're going to jump over here and we're going to see the existing boards on the right.
Layout options. Grid view button.
That's how we're
Double tap to view as list. Change the sort order or toggle grouping.
Okay, couldn't have said that any better than VoiceOver already said it. But that's good there.
Select button.
And of course, there's your multi-select button, like always, right? Remember, predictable patterns, guys. I mean, this ought to be like, oh, wow, okay, I've seen this before, right? So this is why it's so easy to explore new apps, praise God, because there's a pattern to this stuff. You could figure this out. So let's keep going.
Search. Stick to all boards. Heading. Board. Test for VO class. Thursday, 4:59 a.m.
And
Magic tap to mark item as favored. Actions available.
And that was a board that I was testing. And notice that it said magic tap to mark as favorite. Well, we can't magic tap while we're on a Zoom call, but in theory we could. And I imagine you heard actions available, so there are rotor actions. Let's look at those.
Rename. Favored. Board. Rename. Favored. Duplicate. Share. Delete. Activate. Default.
Okay, those are the rotor actions when you have a board highlighted. Rename, share, duplicate, delete.
Rename. Favored. Duplicate. Share. Delete. Activate. Default.
And I assume if we long press this board, we'll get the same types of actions. Maybe more, but at least the same ones.
Rename. Button. Test for VO class. Thursday. Rename. Button. Favored. Button. Duplicate. Share. Button. Delete. Button. Dismiss context menu.
Okay, all right.
Hide sidebar.
So that's what the list of boards looks like. That's what the long press action looks like. The rotor. And you notice favorite was in that list too, so you don't have to magic tap. You can get it from the long press menu. It's just a convenient way they've added for you to do so. All right, we're going to create a new board here.
All boards. Dictate. All board. Search. Select layout. New board. Button.
New board. And I'll double tap that.
Back button.
Now we have a back button at the top left, of course, which again is going to bring us back out to the list of boards. If we swipe to the right, we expect to find the Actions button.
Untitled 5. Actions menu. Button.
And we will double tap that because I definitely want to rename this if I can.
Untitled 5. Up share. Button.
Right away, share, just like in Pages. Very first thing there.
Rename. Button.
There's rename. Let's see what else is here before we do that.
Duplicate. Favored. Find. Button. Export as PDF. Button. Print. Button. Dismiss context menu.
You can print it out. You can export it as a PDF. You can find within the board. All kinds of things. We're going to go back to rename.
Favored. Duplicate. Rename. Share.
Whoops.
Button. Rename. Text field is canvas. Selection deleted.
And
Title 5.
I'm going to use
ESH hyphen ASAN.
Okay.
New board. Canvas. Share board. Undo. Media. Add text box. Back button.
Up at the top, the back button. Let's go to the right.
Beach vacation. Actions menu. Button.
Now you hear that indeed it's been renamed to Beach Vacation. It no longer says Untitled 5. So we've renamed it just like we wanted to. All right, praise God. Let's keep moving on to the right and see what else is in here now.
Drawing and handwriting tools. Button.
The very first thing that we come up with, that we see, is the drawing and handwriting tools. I'll show you what those are in a little bit, but let's just look what else is here first.
Add sticky note. Button.
You can add a little note to
to add a sticky note to the current board.
your board.
Add shape. Button. Double tap to add a shape to the current board.
And that's that clip art stuff.
Add text box button. Double tap to add a text box to the current board.
If you missed our Pages session yesterday, you'll be able to listen back to it. But just in case you missed it or you need a refresher, let me remind you what a text box is. A text box is a place you can write text on documents that are layout documents, and really you can add a text box to a word processing document also, but you don't need to be able to type in one, because a word processing document you can just start typing. New pages are added automatically, it just freely flows, right? But remember we said, why do I want a text box, and why do certain apps like Freeform require it? And the answer is because in an app like Freeform, design matters. Design is first and foremost, it's paramount, it's key. And what we need to be able to do is easily move our text around. So if we didn't have it in a text box, we'd have to select text, copy, cut, paste, and all of that to be able to move the text. But because we're using text boxes, that means we literally can drag the text box anywhere on the screen that we so desire. Now, let's keep looking. Swipe to the right.
Media button.
Okay.
Double tap to add media to the current board.
All right.
Undo dimmed button.
Undo.
Share board button.
There's another way to share it.
Double tap to open the share menu.
There it is. Share board.
New board button.
And there's actually a new board button.
Double tap to open a new board.
Okay.
Canvas. Actions available.
There's the canvas, and there are actions.
Select objects. Drag. Activate default.
Oh, those are the actions.
100% zoom button.
Okay, we're going to leave that alone.
Connectors off button. Grid on button. Grid on.
And those are kind of visual. And so what we'll have there is, we're not really going to concern ourselves with those right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to start creating, and I want to start out with a text box.
Shareable, undo, media, add text box button.
So,
Double tap to add a text box to the current board.
that's what we'll do.
Add text. Canvas, selected, text box, text field. Double tap to edit, actions available. Use the rotor to access links, misspelled words, comments, highlights, nearby elements, more content available.
Now, you heard a lot of information there. Again, just like with Pages, your rotor is chock full of additional options that you don't normally have. Comments, highlights, and so on. Of course, misspelled words. Nearby elements, that's a nice feature. But here's the thing. We are in the canvas, and one text box has been added. That text box is currently selected. So our rotor items, our rotor actions, will directly affect the selected object, which in this case is the text box. If I swipe up and down, this is what I hear.
Show format options. Deselect all. Rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Select objects. Drag item. Activate default.
Now, what I find with dragging in Freeform is that it's actually better to double tap and hold and move your finger up or down when you want to drag these objects around, rather than to use that drag feature in the rotor. That normally works well, but in Freeform I find holding really is the way to go. But you heard that we can format, what did it say? Show format options?
Show format options.
Okay, again, that's for this selected object, which is a text box. Listen again.
Activate default.
If I swipe left and then back to the right.
New board. Canvas. Selected. Text box. Text field. Double tap to edit. Swipe up or down to select a custom action. Then double tap to activate. Use the rotor to access links, misspelled words, comments, highlights, nearby elements, more content available.
Now, a very important thing to understand when you're working with objects like this, and this is going to be true in Pages, you're going to see it in Keynote, even in Numbers. When you have an object in your, in this case, in your board, you can select the object as we've done right now. And that means that we can move it around, we can format it, we can do different things with it. But notice it's not ready to accept text input because it said double tap to edit. So essentially you double tap on this object once and it selects it. Now, because we want to enter text in it, we double tap a second time to bring up the keyboard.
Insertion point at end.
Now I can type, and we're just going to type Beach Vacation 2024. And let's read that.
New canvas selected. Text box. Text field is editing. Beach Vacation 2024. Insertion point at end. Rotate 90 degrees. Activate default.
Look at the rotor.
Characters.
We can navigate
4 2 0 2.
backwards, forwards.
2 0 2 4.
So we can use the rotor just as we normally would, and everything works fine. If I want to, maybe I want to format this, and to be safe, I'll select the text. So
Words. Toothpick. Beach. Text selection. Word selection. Beach. Vacation 2024. Selected. Words.
now I don't remember. Let's just excuse me a moment. Okay,
Board visible.
let me just look at this. I want to see now if
Connectors. Canvas. Selected. Text box. New board. Share board. Undo. Media. But add text box. Return.
let me see here.
Cap U.
I'll tell you what I'm looking for in a second. You're wondering what's he doing? Excuse me there. I'll show you.
Cap Q tab. Picture in picture.
Whoop.
Freeform. Caps lock tab. Cap Q tab. Set list style. Button.
Okay, that's what I thought. So you have show format options in the rotor under actions, but I have this text selected, and I would also point out that if you find the top of your on-screen keyboard, the letter Q or the tab key really, or if it's the iPad Pro 12.9, you have the whole row of numbers above it. But if you swipe to the left of that, you have these options on the screen without even having to use the rotor.
Set list style. Button.
Set list style, and remember we can make bulleted lists and things of that nature.
Set text alignment. Button.
So do we want to center the text?
Text formatting. Button.
And that's what, I don't know if you understood what that said. Text formatting, it's B-I-U, in other words, bold, italic, underline. All of those choices are going to be under that button.
Text formatting. Button.
And then there's another one that says text formatting.
Grid on. Button.
And then that's it. So
Text formatting. Button.
let's look at text formatting and see what it is.
Text format. Default font. Button.
Okay, so we can change the font. We dealt with this yesterday in Pages, same kind of thing.
Text format. Default font. Text size. 18 point. Button.
All right, so they've got 18 point right now.
White. Button.
The color, we can change the color of that text.
Gray. Button. Selected. Black.
It's black right now, actually.
Cyan. Button. Magenta pink. Dark magenta pink. Dark purple. Red. But orange. Yellow orange. Green. Cyan blue. Button. Blue. Button.
I think we're going to make it a nice blue because it's about the ocean, the beach, right? Going to the beach.
Selected. Blue.
And I don't know if there's anything else under here.
More text colors.
More text colors.
More text
Okay,
colors.
let's go back to the left.
So, yellow, magenta, gray. Text default text format.
Because I think I want to
The text size. 18 point. Button.
increase the size. It would seem like that's not really all that big compared to some things.
10 point. Button. 12 point. 14. Selected. 18 point.
Unlike Pages where you have a value adjuster, this just has buttons. You just choose and it's going by increments of 2. So we're going to go up to like maybe 30.
24 point. 36 point.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's big. Let's double it.
36 point. Text format. Default font. Text size. 36 point. Button.
That worked. Now, what we'll do is we'll scrub out of this.
Canvas. Selected. Text box. Text field is editing. Beach Vacation 2024 selected. Word mode. Actions available. Use the rotor to access links.
Now, while it's still selected here,
Cap Q. Tab. Set list style. Set text alignment. Button.
let's do that.
Align left. Selected. Align center.
Okay,
Button.
I actually don't have to. It's already done. So let's just...
Align right. Dismiss context menu. Button.
And then
Canvas tab. Set lists. Text formatting.
I want to check the bold, italic, underline, see if there's anything we need to do.
Bold. Button. Italic. Bold. Button. Tap. Set list style. Button. Set text alignment. Text formatting. Button.
So I chose bold. Let's check it out.
Selected. Bold.
See,
button.
now you can hear that it's selected.
Italic. Underline. Strike through. Dismiss context menu.
Okay, so
Canvas. Selected. Text box. Return.
I'll tap on return and I'll move the cursor so we deselect that. I don't want to keep it selected anymore.
Beach vacation. Unselected.
Now,
Bottom right corner. Shift. Selected. Text connectors. Grid. Text formatting. Button.
you can see that that is, and I can hide the keyboard. On the bottom right of the screen, there's this hide keyboard button, which will take away the controls on the screen. So let's do that.
Hide keyboard. Double connectors. All grid. 100% canvas. Lower right shape. Middle right shape.
And what we now have is we have these handles in case we want to expand the size of the text box. I'm not going to get into that because that is visually, it's something where you're gonna, if you're not seeing it, you're gonna really need to practice and spend some time with it. And I really highly recommend having some sighted assistance. This is so awesome that we can do all these things for ourselves, but part of independence is knowing when it might be beneficial to have some help. And here's a case where, praise God, I have sighted family. If you do, you can ask them. If not, you can, use like Be My Eyes or Ira or something. But get somebody to verify that it looks right. In this case, the very first thing that comes to my mind is I doubled the size of the font on that word, on that phrase, Beach Vacation 2024. I'm not 100% sure that my text box is big enough to accommodate that much of a change. So I would ask a sighted user, can you see all the text here? And if not, they'd tell me what I need to do. But here are the shape handles if you do need to.
Lower right shape handle. X 769. Y 393. Adjustable. Double tap and hold. Then drag to resize. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
So we can do this ourselves. Absolutely.
To access links, misspelled words, comments, highlights, nearby elements, more content available.
We can do this ourselves, absolutely. And it's even given you the X and Y axis. It's given you, you have an idea. But again, whether or not that makes sense to you, if you're not somebody who has seen this kind of thing before, you may have some questions about spatially what that means.
100% zip. Middle right shape handle. X 769. Y 363. Adjustable. Middle left shape handle. X 411. Y 363. Selected. Text box. New board. Button.
But I wanted to show you.
Double tap to open a new board.
That it can be done. It can be done with VoiceOver. Okay. So now we've added a text box, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add some more things to this, and I'm going to start out. Let's go.
Share board. Undo. Media. Button. Double tap to add media to the current board.
Let's see what kind of media we can add here.
Photos or videos. Button.
All right, we have photos or videos.
Camera. Button.
We have the camera, meaning that we can also take a photo or video right now, right here from where we are, and insert it into this board.
Stickers. Button.
We can add stickers, and that's pretty cool.
Scan. Button.
We can actually scan something into this freeform board.
Link. Button.
We can add a link. That's nice. That's really cool, right? Because that means we can link to a website or whatever.
Insert from. Button.
And insert from. Look at that. That is one of the best options because that means we can actually insert from a file in iCloud or whatever.
Dismiss context menu.
And we can dismiss the context menu. All right, so I think I'm going to start out by trying to find a photo or a video of a beach vacation we've had in the past. So let's go back.
Camera, photos or videos, button. Cancel, button.
Now, let's look what our options are.
Selected, photos, button. Favorites, button. Utilities, imports. Media types, button. Videos, button. Selfies, live photos, button. Portrait, button.
Look at all these choices.
Panoramas, time-lapse, slow-mo, cinematic, bursts, screenshots, screen recordings, animated. RAW, ProRes, shared albums, all shared albums, kids, button.
So I think
Disney Photos 2023, button.
I have an album of that. That would have been easy to do.
Carson's and Molly Prom 2, Mima's camera, family, button.
I think what I should do,
Summer 2019 trip button. TTJ all monument.
those are
button.
shared. I think what I'll do is I'll go to videos. Maybe we can insert a video.
Share pro art cinematic slow panoramas.
What I'm hoping for is a search field.
Portrait live self videos button selected videos.
Okay.
Video date video.
First thing to do is figure out which direction the videos are going, top to bottom.
Video date April 18th time 3:05 a.m. Video date April 16th time.
So that means that
24 a.m.
That means on the top you have.
Content available.
Excuse me.
Night sky.
It's telling me. Okay. That means on the very top you have the most recent ones. But let's see if to the left of that there's a search field.
Add videos heading cinematic burst videos add dimmed video date April 9th.
Okay, I'm not seeing a search field here. So I would probably be, if knowing that, I would probably want to search for it first in the Photos app itself, because that does have a search field. That way I'd know kind of what I was looking for, and I'd also be able to even make an album in the Photos app if I wanted to. But I think I can probably estimate this.
Video page 4 of 56 page 5 video date May 29th 2023 page video date July 29th 2023 time 4:22 p.m. More content available. Adult crowd.
I don't remember exactly when we went to the beach, but I know that date there we were at Disney World. So last year.
Page video date September 6th page video date April 29th 2023 page video date July 29th video date July 29th 2000.
I'm also wondering if my phone was used for any of the beach vacation photos last year, but then again we do have a family library, so if anybody put them in the family library I would be able to see them anyway. So let's look a little.
Video date July 28th 2023 time 5:29 p.m.
And
more content available, people.
Tell you what, if we don't find one, we're going to use Disney World.
Video date July 28th 2023 time 4:35 p.m. More content available. Maybe Carson adult.
Now, again, what I would do if I were really planning on making this board seriously, to give you some tips here, I would go into the Photos app first. Because in the Photos app, I'm going to be able to explore the images and videos a little more thoroughly. I'm going to be able to create an album, and I can even do searches. So I could type Rehoboth Beach, or I could type Disney World, or, I could type water, or, different things like that, and it would find them for me. So this is not a situation of a lack of functionality. It's a situation of, as I said before, I didn't really plan which images I was going to insert today, or I could have done that. But that is what you would do if you say to me, well, this looks a little haphazard. Well, it doesn't have to be. You go into the Photos app first and figure out through searching, and if you really want to, you could even create an album for your project. And I think for those of us who are voiceover users, that's actually a very effective way to do it, because then we know beyond a shadow of a doubt whatever app we're using, because some apps do a better job than others of describing the photos to you. All the Apple apps do a really good job, of course, and this is an Apple app. There are some apps you'll use that it won't even say what the date is of the photo. You'll hear image, right? But if you have an album specifically for that project, then you're going to be able to figure it out pretty quickly. So whatever this is, we're going to use it, okay? So I'm going to double tap to select it.
Selected video date July.
Now at the top of the screen here, we're going to find the add button.
Freeform multi toolbar show selected 1 but 2 screen recording in progress but toolbar show add button,
and there it is. Double tap on that to add this video to the particular board.
Add alert inserting cancel button.
All right.
Dismiss pop-up. Connect objects. Turn on connectors to quickly build diagrams, flowcharts, and more button.
And that's how you can turn on the connect. Remember the connectors? Well, that's what that means. So if we want to connect one object to another as like a diagram or what have you.
Dismiss pop-up.
Now,
back button.
My canvas.
Select new board. Canvas. Selected. IMG underscore 9224, 33.2 seconds. Movie. Double tap to play. Swipe up or down to select a custom action, then double tap to activate. Use the rotor to access links, misspelled words, comments, highlights, nearby elements, more content available.
Now, the first thing I notice is that inserted above my title.
Upper left movie, upper right, lower left, lower right, text box, Beach Vacation 2000.
So I'm going to drag it. I'm going to double tap and hold and drag it down.
Up selected. IMG underscore 9224, 30. Left, down 4.0 points, right 3.0 points. Upper left, new board, canvas, text box, beat, selected, IMG.
And there we go, praise God. Now the text box is first.
Text box, Beach Vacation 2000, select,
and
IMG underscore.
There's the movie. Now the formatting options on the movie
show format options
are going to be different than text formatting options, because this is not a text box. This is an object, it's a movie. So when we look at the formatting options here,
selected. IMG jump to format options. Deselect all. Rotate 90 degree. Jump to format options. Modify movie. Lower right movie. Modify movie. Button. Preview. Button. Duplicate. Button. Delete. Button. More. Button. 100% zoom. Connectors.
And you heard that there's even a delete button there if we want to get rid of the object we just inserted. I don't know what this more button has in it.
What canvas? More. Button. Back, but front, dimmed, cut, button, copy, duplicate, lock, button, loop, button, selected, shadow, selected, round corners, style, description, button.
Okay, I can explain this to you. So front or back means that if you have other objects, it could be in front or behind them. Lock is going to prevent you from making any changes to it or moving it, I believe. What else did I hear? Shadow, so you can change the way that, like, you can, a lot of these you can have like backgrounds and different colors, fill color, all those kinds of things. And loop, of course, is going to keep it playing over and over. And look at this.
Delete, dismiss contact,
Description.
Text field is edited. This description is used by assistive technology, such as VoiceOver.
So you noticed how right now it said like IMG whatever? I'm going to put a description in here.
Return.
We're going to put vacation video, even though it's not the beach, it's Disney World, so it was vacation. I'm pretty sure it's Disney World. I didn't even play it to verify that, but...
Cap C.
Whoops.
Delete. Return C. Delete. Cap C.
Okay.
Cap V. Cap A. On N. Space. Vacation. Cap V I D E I.
Whoops. Now, what I've done is
delete
I put. Let me just.
Characters.
There we go.
DD.
I was on words.
O.
Okay.
E.
So
O.
now I look here.
Undo text field. This description done. Button.
We hit done.
Undo button. Back button.
And look at our board now.
Lower right movie handle. New canvas. Text box. Beach Vacation 2024. Selected. Vacation video. IMG underscore 9002.
See what it did? It put the name vacation video, and let's double tap it to actually play it and see what it sounds like and looks like.
Selected. Vacation.
What's happening with your cup?
My cup is glowing. It's a glow
It looks really weird on the
That is cool.
How does your globe cube drink taste?
Good. Delicious. It's not a typical lemonade. It's fizzy, huh?
Matthew also has a glow cube drink.
And I do too.
And Kylie also has
It's
a
surprising
glow
that I got
cube
this
drink.
because there's Sprite in it, and I don't usually like
We're
fizzy,
dining
but
in
it's
space.
good.
There's Earth out the window of our spaceship table.
I've seen a couple spaceships, a couple astronauts. Really cool.
I know exactly what that was. For those who are Disney World fans, or you're thinking about Disney World, in the Epcot park, there is a restaurant called Space 220, and it's either 220 or 221, but I think it's 220, but it's got the word space in it. You're not going to mistake it for anything else. And it's by the Mission Space ride and so on, and it's what it is it's a restaurant, but it's entirely space themed. You go in and you get on this thing they call the Stellavator. It's a giant elevator that it acts like it's taking you into space, but it's not a thrill ride. There's no straps or bars or anything. It's just a regular elevator, except they've added extra noises to it and lights and vibration, but it just takes you down to the level where the food is. And then you, at your table, everything is space themed. You look around, it looks like you're looking out into space. And they serve delicious food. The food was absolutely awesome there. And that particular video was of a drink that we had, and I don't remember the name of it. I'd have to look it up. But it was a non-alcoholic lemonade, but it was fizzy. And they even they had what they call a little glow cube in it. You got to keep the glow cube afterwards, so it made it glow. But it was fizzy lemonade, essentially. So all the food and drink there was really good. That was Space 220 for anybody going to Disney World. It's in Epcot. But that has nothing to do with our beach vacation, but that's okay. So that was a cool video. All right, so praise God. So we got a video in here. We got a text box in here. Let's just insert some other things just to show you that can be done. So now I want to insert a shape, which is also like a photo, but it's clip art. And this time I'll see if maybe I can actually find something beachy when I do insert a shape. So let's go up here.
Undo media. Add text box. Add shape button. Search button.
Now we can search. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you.
Selected basic button.
We have categories. I'm swiping to the right. The first one is basic.
Geometry button.
Geometry. Let's just keep listening.
Objects button. Animals button. Nature. Food but symbols. Education. Arts but science. People but places. Activities. Transportation. Work button. Ornaments button. Line.
Okay.
Double tap to insert.
Lots of categories. I don't know for sure.
Fingers to change pages.
I don't know for sure where I'm.
Up or down to ornaments.
Like, I don't know if I look at. And you notice you can change pages with the 3-finger scroll gesture, swipe also. But I don't know where I might find like a beach, even a beach chair or something. Maybe places, maybe activities. I sort of think I remember activities being more like athletic stuff, but maybe if you go further down. I don't know. We'll just pick something here.
Work, transportation, activities, places, button.
What's under places?
Selected. Africa globe, Oceania globe, Asia globe, North America, South America, Europe globe, Antarctica, Americas globe, Pacific rim, Oceania globe, Africa globe, World Mercator, World Robinson, Antarctica, Australia, Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, North America, United States, World, Globe, City, Skyscraper, Statue of Liberty, Monument, Court Building, Bank, Castle, Coliseum, Stadium, Observatory, Lighthouse, Clock Tower, Apartment Building, School, House, Park, Barn, Store, Hotel, Hospital, Factory.
Okay, so I can switch pages.
Insert.
You know what? We're going to put a hotel.
Left or right with 3 fingers to change pages.
It tells you that. We're going to put a hotel in there because we stay at a hotel at the beach.
Hospital, hotel. Double tap to insert. Swipe left or right with 3 fingers to change pages.
We'll just insert it.
Canvas, selected, hotel. Actions available. Use the rotor to access links, misspelled words, comments, highlights, nearby elements,
and
or
again,
content available.
Again, we can move this, but I already showed you how to drag it, so we don't need to do that again, but you can move this anywhere you want in the board. Now, let's insert a link.
Text box, new board, share board, undo, media, button.
That was under media.
Double tap to add photos or videos, camera, stickers, scan, link, button. Link, alert, add link. Enter the link at text field, is editing, www.apple.com, enter the link address.
And I'm going to put the link to the hotel.
Comma. Period.
We go to, if I know what it is.
Double, period. G-E-U, delete.
I think I know what it is.
G
Anyway, let's
U
see.
V-R-R-I-G-H-T-I.
Maybe I know what it is. Let's see.
O.
I think it's spelled.
N-S-U-I-T-E-S-H-I-T.
I don't know if I have the right link, but it doesn't really matter because we're just doing it for demoing purposes.
T-E-K.
Now, I'll put this in, and I'm going to put the, let me just listen to what I have.
Actions available. Numbers, comma, period, Brighton White Shuttle.
I think that's what it is. I don't know.
C-O-M.
Okay, now.
Numbers. U. Add link. Enter the text, clear text, cancel, insert, button. Insert. Alert. Link preview unavailable.
Okay.
There may be a problem with the server or network.
Well,
Reloading the preview later. Okay. Button.
probably I have the wrong web address.
Canvas.
So,
Upper left hand. Selected. Website. Show format option. Deselect all. Rotate not. Select objects.
look at my options here.
Drag item. Active. Show format options. App jump to format. Edit link. Button.
All right.
Alert. Edit link.
Let me just use another. I could do it on the same device, but just to make things quicker, I'm going to go on another device here and see what the correct web address is. Okay, it is. What did I do wrong here, guys? I found the correct one. Oh, I see what it is. I didn't have.
Return.
I had too much.
D-O-C, period.
I'll delete some of this.
Delete. L-E-T-O-H-F-E-E-T-I-U-T-A-G-R-B, period. B-O-H-A-T-M.
That's better.
My edit link. Enter text field. Clear tab. Cancel. Okay. But okay. Canvas. Selected. Website. The hotel. BrightonSuites.com. More content available.
And notice, it found it now. It didn't have any problem with the preview now. It even changed the name to be the actual name of the website, the Hotel of Brighton. So it doesn't show that, so that's really cool. So, all right, praise God. So that we have the correct link. So we have in here now, a link. We have a video. We have a text box. And I'll put a little... sticky note in here.
Hotel, text box, new board, but shareable, undo, add shape, add sticky note, add stick. Canvas, selected, sticky note,
Again,
text field.
You need to double tap.
Double tap to edit, actions
A second
available.
time to edit.
Use the road, beach vacation, dismiss context, print, find,
Whoops.
button, picture, and freeform, dismiss context menu.
Okay.
Canvas, selected, text box, middle left button.
Now,
Vacation 100 website. Vacation.
there's our website.
IMG.
There's our photo, a video.
Sticky note. Move to select. Canvas selected. Sticky note. Show. Deselect all. Rotate. Select object. Drag item. Activate. Default. Beach vacation. Beach. Share. Rename. Duplicate. Favorite. Find. Export. Print. Dismiss.
Okay,
Dismiss
so
context
we can
menu.
type in there, we can put, now let me, you know what I really want though? I want to insert, I want to see if I can find actually a voice memo that has the sound or the waves. So we're going to just temporarily leave this app and
Freeform.
we're going to go
Doc. Photo. Voice memos.
to voice memos.
Voice memos. Record. Button.
Now I have my voice memos titled, I think,
Shop Walmart.
so
No recording selected. Search. Dictate. Search. Search field.
should be able to,
Search field is a cap G.
we should be able to search this time
Delete.
and,
B. Search. Cap G. Cap. Delete.
okay, all right, here we go.
Cap B.
Let's
Cap V.
search
G.
for
E. A. C. H. Search.
beach. Let's see what I have here.
No recording selected. Record. But Rehoboth Beach. July 8th. Rehoboth Beach. Cancel. Rehoboth Beach 2. July 18th. 2018. Duration. 2 minutes. 49 seconds. Rehoboth Beach. July 18th. 2018. Duration. 7 minutes. 7 seconds.
Well, that one's a long one. Let's do
Rehoboth
this
Beach
one.
2.
And
Selected. Rehoboth Beach 2.
let's just see what it sounds like.
Rehoboth. Record. Tool. Favorite. Move. Delete. Playback setting. Edit. Rehoboth. July 8th. Direct. Wave. Current. Replay.
Bring this up. Okay.
Pause.
All right. Beautiful. Now let's.
Current wave direct tool playback setting edit delete move favorite share
Share.
button. Rehoboth Beach 2
And
audio recording Matthews Edward
past all my sharing suggestions, right?
Edward Volbrecht Megan Shelley Molly Jeffrey airdrop messages mail notes freeform button
Now, There it is, Freeform. So let's double tap on that.
Cancel button. Freeform heading. Save button. Choose board heading. Beach vacation button.
That's what we want. We want to add it to the beach vacation.
All boards button. Cancel. All recents. Recents button. All board. Recent. All boards. Beach vacation today. Hershey. Beach. Cancel. All boards. Beach vacation. Choose board heading. Beach vacation button. New board.
And notice it's already selected. That would have allowed me to choose a different one, but notice below it you can add a new board if you want to actually create a new board with the selected memo.
New board button.
But beach vacation is selected.
Beach vacation. Save button.
Save.
Beach search field. Cancel button.
We'll cancel out of that.
Show sidebar.
We'll four-finger swipe to the right to get back to Freeform.
Freeform back button.
And
Text box. New board. Canvas. Text box. Hotel. Sticky note. Website. The hotel. Rehoboth Beach 2. Apple MP4 audio. Vacation video. IMG underscore 100%. Rehoboth Beach.
so if I want to play that,
Upper left. Selected. Rehoboth Beach.
and there we go. Now, the only one I didn't look at here, I don't think, is the drawing ones, and I'll show you those.
Drawing and handwriting tools. Button. Selected. Drawing and handwriting tools.
When you select that,
Add sticky note. Button.
these other things are still here,
Double tap to add a sticky note to
but
the current board.
as we go down, you're going to see the drawing options.
Add shape. Add media. Undo. Share board. New board. Canvas. Host. Vacation. 100 per connectors. Grid. Undo. Dimmed. Redo. Dimmed. Scribble. Button.
So we can scribble,
Selected. Pen. Color. Black 0. Opacity. 100%. Button.
all of these different writing tools now.
Monoline. Color. Black 0. Marker. Color. Yellow 65. Eraser. Button. Lasso. Ruler. Pencil. Fill. Color. Crayon. Color. Fountain pen. Color. Black 0. Watercolor. Color.
Now-
Black 0. Opacity. 100%.
The color can be changed, so just because it says it's black right now, if I choose watercolor, for example,
Ended. Canvas. Selected. One freehand drawing. Free 100 per connect grid. Undo. Select marker. Select ruler. Pencil. Fill. Found what? Selected. Black.
look at the different colors now.
Blue. Green. Yellow. Red. Color picker. Button.
And there's even a color picker to get more options. Now, what we would do,
Blue.
again, like I've said before, This is important.
Watercolor. Selected. Drawn shape. In group. More content event. Selected. Drawn shape. In Rehoboth Beach.
there's a drawing, but really, it's not going to let me draw properly unless I turn off voiceover. And I shared that with you about Notes, too. The Notes app is, you're going to want to pick your color, and then you're going to want, and your writing tool, and then you're going to want to turn off voiceover if you're actually drawing, even with an Apple Pencil, because they don't give you a direct touch area to draw. It's part of the screen, and it's just there, so you kind of have to turn off voiceover if you're really going to draw. But sighted folks will really appreciate this as well. So now what we can do is deselect that option up at the top.
Selected. Drawing and handwriting tools.
That way we can hide the drawing and handwriting tools. And again, if we want to now, we can share this board so that others can join in the fun. And that, if you'll recall,
Grid. Connect 100. Canvas. Text box. New. Share board. Button.
sounds like that.
Double tap to open the share menu.
So when you open the share menu,
Share. Beach vacation. Person.2.fill. Collaboration.
it's already set to collaboration by default because Freeform has been designed from the ground up to collaborate. Most times, remember, you can collaborate or you can send a copy. This really works best with collaboration. But if we swipe to the right,
Only invited people can edit. Forward. Button.
doesn't that sound familiar from when we looked in the Files app, and I think even in the Notes app we looked at that? Remember, you have the option of saying only invited people or anyone with the link. So we can make this public, we can have a link to it, but then you also have the separate option of can people that view it make changes or just read only. And again, I would strongly advise you that if you're going to share it publicly as a link, you're going to want to make it read only. Otherwise, if it's truly a collaboration session, then by all means, let the invited people make changes. And then if we swipe, so if you want to change that, you just double tap on that button there. But then if we swipe to the right now,
Zoom meeting suggestion button.
so what's cool is the very first sharing suggestion right now that I have is the Zoom meeting. It thinks that I might want to bring this board into the Zoom meeting. And wouldn't that be cool? Let's go to the right.
Mom messages. Cliff, Kylie Volbrecht, Jessica Carson Volbrecht, Pat Murphy, Fred Baca, Edward Volbrecht, Megan Wizzle.
These are sharing suggestions.
Molly Fate, Jeffrey Cal messages. Button.
And then here's our regular sharing options below that now. Messages, mail.
Mail, notes,
Notes.
reminders, Zoom, Facebook, WordPress, invite with link, button.
Invite with link.
Canva, button.
The Canva design app. It's going to depend on what apps you have installed on your device, of course.
Amazon, Amber, button.
I'm still not really sure why you'd want to share this with the recipe app or with Amazon, but those options are in the share sheet anyway.
More. Find products on Amazon. Search products on Walmart. Save as draft. Download file. Edit actions. Edit
And that's it. We're going to get out of this. And
back button.
one thing you noticed missing from that list was print. That's because it's under that actions menu button at the top.
Beach vacation. Actions menu. Button.
It is not under the share button. It's under the that button up at the top, the actions menu, and so is export to PDF. Now I'm going to go back.
Back button. Hide sidebar. Button.
And I'm going to ask all of you to play with Freeform for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll take questions. I will give you some moments of quiet time while you do that. And what I want you to do is to go ahead into the Freeform app, because this is a lab day too. And what I want, maybe you're going on vacation. You can make a simple board about that if you are. If not, you could just pretend and pick a place you'd like to go. And maybe if you are not already aware of a specific hotel website, you could just put a link to hotels.com or expedia.com or, a hotel brand that you are familiar with. And maybe you put a link to, an airline of choice or something. If you know specifically, then by all means, you can be more specific. If you don't have a photo or a video handy that you want to put in your board, just use a shape. You heard all those different categories: animals, food, activity, all these different things. You could, pick a shape. You could insert a shape. If you have a voice memo, and hey, even if the voice memo or the video or the photo is not directly related to your actual board, just put one in to get some practice, right? It doesn't really matter if you put in your board that you're going to Chicago and then you end up putting a picture of your dog or your cat in there. For these purposes, what we're trying to do is trying to just show you how to use this. You can use text boxes. I didn't play a lot with that sticky note because it was acting a little weird and it was not letting me edit the sticky note at that moment, but I'll play with it later. Just use the text box though for now, because we know we can edit that properly, and that's more often the one you're going to want anyway. I think probably that sticky note is like you're going to layer that and place that on top of an object or something, so don't worry about that too much, but you can definitely insert the text boxes. So give this a try for 5 or 10 minutes and, create a new board and then start adding some stuff to it. And I'll be back in about 10 minutes to check on you and see how you're doing. You can raise your hand and share your experiences at that point.
Feel free to pause this recording and try Freeform for yourself.
Keynote on steroids is what it sounds like to me, but
it's just so much you can do with it. So many, and like you say, these projects, like, group projects and stuff, it really shines in those kinds of areas.
Right. Probably something they could be using Zoom instead of using their whiteboard. So,
Right.
But yeah, nice features. It's there if you want to use it. If not, then you never know.
Right, right.
Okay. I missed the first 30 minutes. I forgot about the time, but here's what I was able to do though. I got into it, opened up the app and I created what do you call it? Started the Freeform.
Right, created a new board.
You know what
right?
I'm talking about. All right, started the board, right. Okay, and then I inserted a photo. My question is though, since I missed the first 30 minutes, or most of it, did you tell us to or suggest that we select text like we did on pages, or can you tell me, what we were supposed to do at the beginning of it? I know I created created my board or whatever you call it, and I inserted a photo, but then
So if you
I titled it. Yes, I called it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, if you want to format the text, then yes, I recommend selecting it first, because that way you're absolutely sure. There are format options like that you can show for the overall text box, but I recommend selecting the text, and then the buttons. There are automatic like formatting buttons just above the on-screen keyboard. You have one that's called, and you might not have been here yet for this, but there's a button that VoiceOver says text formatting button, and it sounds like it's saying BU. It's actually saying BIU. It stands
and where
for
is that?
italic and underline. So that is like just above, like the easiest way to find it is probably go to the left of the letter Q. Just start swiping left and you'll have your list options. You'll have formatting options. But again, this is only in text boxes, because if you're dealing with, let's say, a photo or some other kind of object, it's not going to support text formatting,
Okay, I put it in a text box. Open the text box. I did that.
So you're on the right track. Absolutely.
Okay, I think I can do it. Maybe.
Man, I've made a voice memo, and I know that there's something up at the top that you can swipe right, and it says this, that, and the other to delete or whatever. But it's right underneath the status bar. Is there an easy way that I can go to the status bar and just swipe down or get to that thing, because I can't see the line?
So you are trying to get to exactly where?
The line below the status bar where you can swipe across and it has all those choices.
Oh, you mean in the Freeform app?
In the voice memos. I was trying to make a voice memo.
Oh, well, the voice memos app. So the easiest way to get to where you want to be, are you trying to record a voice memo? Is that like
I already recorded it, and I just wanted to name it or whatever.
Okay, gotcha. Well, the first thing to do is make sure that it is selected. And of course, that's on the left-hand side of the iPad. You can select whatever voice memo you want. And if you've just recorded it, it will be selected. But that's the first thing to do. And then the next thing to do is on the right-hand side. I would actually recommend on the iPad doing a 4-finger single tap near the bottom right of the screen with VoiceOver. So if I do a 4-finger tap on the upper left, see the left side of the screen has the recordings, and it says show sidebar. That's where I got when I hit the 4-finger.
And the other thing too, Matt, is when you record something, it either puts in the time of day you recorded it or your location if you have that selected.
That's it. But it's going to title the voice memo either with the date, or if you have the location enabled, it's gonna put that in there. So yeah, I just confirmed. I have a voice memo selected right now, and I just did a 4-finger tap at the bottom right of the screen, and I landed on fast forward. If I swipe left, I got play, I got rewind 15 seconds. I have the current position in the voice memo as I'm swiping left each time here when I'm telling you these things. Mm-hmm. Next swipe left is the waveform overview. If you go again, waveform detail, the duration of the voice memo. Now I have the date of the voice memo. Then I have the title, of the voice memo. And if I swipe left again, now I am on the toolbar, which has edit, playback settings, delete, move, favorite, share, record, and then the record button. So yeah, the record button is at the left. You're correct about that. But all those other buttons, I think that's probably going to be the easiest way to get there. You could try, like I'm just looking, see if I can tap with one finger on the bottom left to land on record, but I haven't found it exactly yet. Let's see.
That was the only thing I could see on the screen.
Okay, so that's the other thing you could do using VoiceOver, and I did find it now. It's slightly up from the bottom, but if you can see that on the screen, you can tap with one finger on record, and then you can start swiping to the right, and that's going to take you back to the toolbar with share and favorite and move and all those things that you're looking for. So that would be the other way to do it.
It won't start recording until you double tap, right?
That's correct. As long as you're using VoiceOver, that's absolutely right. Yes.
When you do the long press, it seemed like you did the long press and it came up with a context menu.
That's
when you do
yes.
Is that generally what will happen when you use the long press? You'll get a context menu?
Yes.
But you don't ever use it to drag something.
No, so in order to drag, what I did was I did a double tap and hold and move my finger, drag my finger while my finger was held down. I don't think, now I could be proven wrong if I check, but I don't think that those objects will have context menus anyway when you long press them, because well, let me think about that. I might be wrong. Hold on.
I did come up with a context menu and I didn't know how it came up. And it had headings and different things like that on it.
You might, let me just check. Hold on. Let me go to Freeform here. Where was I? Freeform. Here we go. Let me go back to this board.
I wasn't on the board. I was only on the voice memos.
Oh, well, they will have context menus. Yes, they will absolutely have context menus.
Okay.
Yeah, that is for sure. Yeah, long press there will give you context. But there's really in that situation, there's really nowhere to drag them. The drag that I did was specifically for
the board.
You might be able to
moving the text box
into a folder. Yeah. Okay. I moved the image below the text box or something. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, when I could see, I used to use text boxes when I was making a biography in pictures, and tell what was in the pictures. But sometimes like you said, it could be too big and you can't see all the text, but there's not any way that this the voiceover could read it to you and say that part of it wasn't in there and visible, right?
Right. It's going to require a pair of eyes to verify. Now, here's the thing about that. Like next week on Wednesday, we're going to get into Apple Keynote, which is, the slideshow app. And even with Freeform today, I don't think for those kind of apps that it's going to be a problem, because most of what you're writing, certainly what you write in a keynote presentation, is meant to be short. You know what I mean? Like when somebody gives a slide presentation in front of an audience, they're not writing the whole story on the slideshow. They're talking out loud and they have short points on their slideshow. Well, okay. I kind of think the same is true for Freeform. I don't think you'd want to put a whole, paragraph or something in a Freeform text box. And so because of that, because we're talking about very short phrases, you're not typically going to have a problem. I've never had a problem in a keynote. Like I'll do sometimes a real-time collaboration with my mom because she does my design work. And I'll make the keynote, but she's watching. And I've never had a case where there was too much text for a text box. There have been one or two cases where she said, you probably should make the font smaller. And that's solved the problem. But the only time you're going to run into that issue of where you are going to possibly have more text than you can fit is if you're writing a lot, like in a pages document, which is why I've said, I think, more often than not, unless you really have to, I would use the word processing type in pages, because that's free flowing. You can just type to your heart's content. And only if you need to, like if you're making a brochure, a flyer, a poster, then and only then would I use the text boxes. And then you're going to have the benefit of having a template. So, if I choose a template for, let's say, an event flyer, and that flyer has in the template a title text box where it says, enter the name of your event. Well, they've probably already left me enough room that unless my event title is 30 words long or something crazy, it's probably going to be okay, because they anticipate, if I'm going to say summer carnival as my event title, well, that's probably going to have no problem fitting in there. If they've got a date text box that has in the template, 00-00-0000, well, that's the same number of digits as any month that I could possibly come up with in any date, so
Okay.
it's not 9 times out of 10 when a text box is really needed, you're probably going to have more success than problems.
Okay.
I would still get a sighted person to verify it for you if it matters, because certainly, if you're sending it to somebody who can see it, you want to make sure that it looks proper, but
Right.
yeah, I think, for the times when a text box is really needed, it's probably going to be okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you. Now I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. But I did one of my normal things and mistyped my title a little bit, okay? So I went back and said, well, good practice, Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to undo this thing. So I went back to undo and double tap on the undo. It didn't seem to undo it. So I said, okay, I'm going to go rename it. So I went back and renamed it. I got back to the field. The problem was I could not get it to go into an edit mode so I could fix it. So I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong to try to fix this thing. When I swiped left, I got back to the back button, and I tried going back, but then I still didn't get back. Then it would go into the edit field so I could delete the stuff I had in, because I've got an N in the middle of it. I've got 20024. This is going to take a long time to go on this vacation.
Now, are you doing are you trying to rename the board, or is that a text box that we're dealing with?
No, I'm trying to rename the board.
Okay, so in the renaming of the board, you go to the actions menu button and then choose rename, and it should put you in the edit field where you just need to hit delete. That's how I did it.
I did. The only thing is when I get in the edit field, I was trying to double tap so it would go, it would say edit. It's not. I got in the edit field, I think, but it's not saying edit. So it won't let me delete anything.
I wouldn't double tap, because sometimes those rename fields are kind of a bit funny. What I would do is just use the first thing I would do after.
Just use the characters or the words to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you tap on rename, and then the next thing I do is I would make sure you bring focus to the keyboard on screen. So like tap on the return key on your screen or something, so that the voiceover cursor is focused on the actual keyboard on screen. And then use characters or words in your rotor and get where you need to go, and just delete what you don't want.
So I tap on the return key.
Yeah.
Because I said I'm waiting for it to say edit, and it doesn't. I'm going,
yeah,
what the heck?
Because of the way those rename fields appear and so forth, it may not. But it will work. Just make sure when you tap on return, you don't insert a return, because that will actually close the rename dialog. So you want to just find a letter like return or something to just bring focus to it.
Well, I've got a keyboard attached, and I was using it because.
Okay, so that's gonna that will hold on a second. That's gonna add. So now, in theory, I think if you are using an external keyboard, when you double tap on rename, I think you should be able to use the left and right arrows to move through the name If not, though, just use your on-screen, rotor and find it, and then you can use the keyboard to delete and re-enter what you want.
Okay, I'll go back and fool around with it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Take care.
Thanks for joining today's session. Didn't get your question answered? Want a free consultation or some paid one-on-one training? Email us at support@ttjtech.biz or support@stiritup.com. And remember, stir is spelled with a U. That's STURITUP.com. Or check out our websites for additional free resources. That's ttjtech.biz or stiritup.com. I'm Trainer Cliff. Thanks for joining us. God bless. See you next time.